Hello and welcome to Jamie's Motion Graphics, episode 53. Today we're making this. Yes, I do realize this is not the best possible animation that you could possibly make, but it is all about learning how to create a beat-based animation. So basically we're taking a piece of music and we're making our animation fit the piece of music instead of making some animation and then trying to find some music to go with it. So it's kind of a design that goes the other way. It starts with the music and then ends with the design. It's kind of just another type of designing. Anyway, enjoy! Okay, here we are in After Effects. We are going to do something a little bit different today. So I already tried this once, but we're going to make a composition based on music, or rather a design based on music. So I just loaded in a bunch of rhythms. Well, basically that's all they are, they're beats. And I opened the waveform. The waveform can be opened by here. Normally you would see this. So you select all your stuff, you hit LL, so double L, and then you get all the waveforms. And we're going to select a waveform that actually looks kind of like this, where you can clearly see the different beats. And we're doing that because, and as you can see, some of them are just way too garbled to make out where the rhythm is. We're going to in fact take this one, which is called Friday. I already loaded it in, and you can see that it has a nice regular beat. It sounds like this. And it's very easy. So the point is to have an easy beat and then a little more complex stuff happening on screen, and the combination then will be very good. So we're going to keep the waveform open while we edit, so we can actually see from that where we need to put these these timing points. And we're going to zoom in quite a bit. I currently have 15 seconds, which is kind of short. So let's first of all, before we do anything else, up that to a little bit higher. So let's say 30 seconds. And I don't know how long the beat is. We can obviously just repeat it if we want to. So yeah, you can zoom in as much as you want and you can see all the different things. But for now, we're just interested in getting the right spot to do stuff. So we're going to make a relatively simple animation here because, well, we don't really need a whole, well, complicated stuff. It's easy is good enough at this point. So we're going to start off with some light gray, and we're going to make this into a circle. I like circles because you can use the extend mask, so the mask expansion, to actually, well, make them do stuff. And well, that's exactly what we're going to use. So we're going to make it into a circle of 200 diameter, which is, well, just not too big, and it's going to be centered exactly on the middle. So as you can see, it's not too big, but we can use the expansion to make it bigger or make it smaller. And well, that's kind of the point of this exercise. We now have circles, or we can make any number of circles on the same point with this one mask. And they will all be concentric, which means that they're all in the same spot. So the midpoint is all in the same spot, and we don't have to type in anything else except for maybe the expansion. But yeah, we're going to start off by just making, well, the circle be something like -100, and then it's completely gone. If I think -100 is the exact number, yes it is. So you can see that if I make it a little bit bigger, then it will immediately show. And we're going to start off with that. So let's say for the first well, beats, we're going to have 0. And then at this beat, we're going to make it expand. And we're going to make it expand very rapidly, because that's kind of the point. Every beat we're going to see it expand, and then we're going to see other circles come in and things like that. But well, maybe not so much expand, but it's going to do something at least. So we're going to set the mask expansion to have a keyframe here. Actually, we're going to make it have a keyframe one frame before that. And then here it's going to be minus, let's say, 50. So it's going to be this big instantly. And I think we should do the second beat here. So here it's going to be 50 again. Let me see which point I took exactly. I took the right side of that little thingy. Yeah, so I took it right here, which means if we go one frame forward, we can set to the 50 again. And then we're going to go one frame into the future, and then we're going to set it, for example, to 100. Actually, not to 100, but to 0. Yeah, that seems right. So 2 beats further, and there we are. I'm not actually looking at the time. I'm just looking at the moment when it happens. So in the beat, and I think I'm moving them forward a little bit. I want to have the first part of the beat instead of halfway through it. So it doesn't matter too much because you won't notice the difference, but it's easier for me. So yeah, that's why. So yeah, if you set a point like this and you want to move it forward, if you have it selected and you do Alt left arrow, then you can see it moves one frame. So that's kind of nice, and we're going to make it to 100, and then we're going to go to the next one, which is over here, and then we're going to set the 100. We're going to go one frame into the future, set it to 150, and then we're going to look at what it looks like for now. So you can see that it does work the way we want it to. It's kind of, yeah, it's a little bit simple still. The color is going to come in later, but yeah, just remember this is only our first layer. We're going to do multiple layers, and obviously if we make something cute out of this first one, we can just use that one to well, to copy paste into the next parts. So yeah, one frame into the past, there you go, 200, and maybe let's keep it at 200. 200 is not too big, but it's also not, well, not small enough to kind of not fill the screen in a few things. So let's say this is our first circle. We're going to hang on, pre-compose circle, and this expands by 50 each beat, so I'm going to call it circle 50. Move all attributes, and there you go. So then we're going to duplicate that, so we have a second one, and we're going to move this one into a different spot. So hit the position, hit the, or go to the left, and probably we're going to stay here. Maybe scale it a little bit so that at the maximum value it's going to look like that. And then let's hang on, what's my position? Let's say that should be, I don't know, 310. Oh wow, can't even type. 310. There you go. 310, 360, which means that if we duplicate this one, and that way we actually have the size as well, and we're going to add half the screen to it, so plus 320, we should be on, hang on, no, that's not how you do that. You do 640 minus that one. And that, yeah, that should make sense. Except that it's 1280 and not 640. Oh my god. Yeah, so this is how you do that. 1280 minus 310, and now it's on the other side. Man, I can't believe I actually messed that up so hard. But yeah, these two are going to get a little bit of a different color, so let's grab tint. And just, oh no, better. curves. And we're going to drop the curves onto this one. So on one of the two, we're going to make it a little bit darker. There you can see, because it's only one color, it doesn't matter how you change the graph because there's only one color. So whether I do it like this or like this, it all becomes one color. So let's just set it to not too dark, but definitely a difference. Then we copy the curves effect. So Control C, we go to the other one, Control V, and then it becomes the same one. So if you want your big circle to be over the other two, obviously you just need to redo the layers here, and then it's on top. So I like it to have the big circle on top, and now it looks like this. So it seems that there's one of them that is a little bit bigger, like the third one seems to be a little bit bigger. We're going to see whether that's actually true. Yeah, so currently we are at -100, -50, 0, and here it is 100 instead of 50. So yeah, if you like it, then yeah, that's fine. We can adjust it obviously if we don't like that. So 50, 50, and maybe, yeah, well, no, that's all we do. So we can change this to be, instead of 100, we can make it 50. I did say that correctly, right? Yeah, 0. So let's make this 50. Let's go forward, make this 50. Let's go forward, make this 100. Go forward, make this 100, and then maybe leave the last one at 200. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, okay. Obviously this is without sound because there's no sound in this one, but here we can see it with sound. So now that we have these three, we should actually add some more stuff. Let's just grab these smaller ones, I guess. So these are the smaller ones. Duplicate them, Control D, and just put them on top, and they're going to be different colors, obviously, and they're going to be like, maybe I should even put 4 of them in here. I'm just going to throw it together. I'm not going to line it up perfectly. Scale on both of them, let's make it 30, I don't even know, 37%, like half of those. Yeah, well, it's a little bit small. Make it more like that. And then duplicate them again, and I'm going to put those together as well. Move them up, hold the Shift key, and so that you go straight up. The Shift key allows you to do like perfect lines, and this way it just fills the screen, and that's all it does. So all 4 of these are going to get a different curves, so they should be probably a little bit darker. There you go. So then just copy the curves and just paste it onto all of them. It's as easy as that. So Control C and then Control V on all of them. You just have to select the layer, it will automatically correct. It will not apply a second curves, it will just, well, put the new value in there. So okay, now, well, at some point this is done. So currently we have an animation that lasts for, what's this, 512. So, or 412, sorry. So 4.5 seconds, let's say. And that means that we're going to need something else to do at, well, the next beat. So we can, of course, introduce new things earlier, but I think it's actually interesting to let these things just do their thing. And then, so at this point, so for 13, that's the last animation, which means that here we need to get something new, and that something new is going to be, I really don't know. probably a similar thing. I just want you to understand how it works. I'm not going to, well, make a super complex animation today. I have plenty of those. So duplicate, and we're going to drag this forward. And I don't know where it is. It's over here. And we're going to hit, oh, we can't hit U on this because it doesn't have, yeah, I'm just trying to drag it forward until it actually pops. There you go. Apparently we we moved 412 into the future. Yeah, big surprise there. Yeah, so this is where we need to be, and then the next beat. So this beat is still, well, what was already happening, and then the next beat right here, it pops in the new one. So yeah, I'm not going to put it in that position, but yeah, well, it was just to see what was happening. We could actually do it with some brightness here, not too bright, but you know, nothing fancy. So yeah, there you go. Scale, we're going to set it back to 100%, which means that it's going to be as big as the other one, and we're going to put it over here, duplicate it. Yeah, probably 4 times. So this is the second one. Duplicate them, drag them to the right, hold shift, and put them on here somewhere. And yeah, there you can see what it does. It grows bigger. It takes over most of the screen, but most importantly, it blocks off a lot of the blackness that is still in there. I want to remove the entire background in not too long. Well, this is already pretty long. We're already 9 seconds in. But I want to create new things on top of each other. And yeah, this is going to be quite a long animation, as in, well, we're going to probably use the full 30 seconds. But yeah, to do that, to make sure that actually works, we have to, well, just fill the screen, because otherwise it looks kind of terrible. So yeah, I'm going to put 2 more in here. One of them is going to be in here somewhere. And one of them is going to be in here somewhere. So I'm trying to leave a little bit of a gap there. I could close that as well, but I really don't need to. And let's make this into something that is a little bit darker. Oh, that was duplicate, copy, paste. So now both of them are a different color. And then we're going to put some stuff on top of, well, these. So let's see, they need to expand a little, and then we can start doing, maybe over here. No, let's start over here. We can add a little more color to it. So let's find the correct moments. Hang on, we need to be in this beat. I don't know why it's doing it over here. Oh, here it is. Yeah. So right here, we're going to start with a new one, which is going to be here somewhere, and which is going to be a little bit darker, just to make sure that it doesn't take over the entire screen with one color. So let's duplicate this this top one. Yeah, that was the curves, I was wondering. So the curve's not the one that I wanted to duplicate. Let's see. So there it is already. I'm going to zoom in a little bit just to make it easier for myself to find the correct one. Yeah, this seems to be the correct spot. And now it should line up perfectly. So this one, yeah, the curves is going to have to be adjusted. Maybe something really dark to contrast the other one. And maybe we could actually do a mask here. So maybe I could, I don't know. yeah, I think I could put a mask on here, but I'm not going to put it on here, I guess. I'm going to make a new composition. Actually, I'm going to duplicate this one, Control D, and it's called Circle 51. Yeah, nice thinking there. Anyway, it's going to be a ring. So yeah, let's open it. And instead of just being this, we're going to duplicate this. We're going to add a subtract mask to it. And we're going to say to the mask expansion here that, yeah, you don't matter anymore. So, and then we're going to alt click on it and we're going to pick whip it to the other one. So mask expansion minus, I don't know, 10, something like that. Let's see how big that actually is. So that's not too bad. It's actually a ring that is now 10 big. Here, the 10 is too big here, in my opinion, and here it's kind of too small. I think this would be, well, no, maybe this is the perfect size, which means that at 200 pixels, it's 10, which means that we're going to make it based off of the other one. So times 0.95. That should work right. Yeah, that should work. See, now it becomes smaller. Yeah. Hang on, we're going to do different. Size is, no, this is probably a reserved keyword. Circle size is this. And then we're going to say if circle size is smaller than 3, then we're going to make it 3. Is 3, and then the result of the expression is going to be circle size. Okay. So yeah, it's an easy thing, I think. It should work, and it makes that the circle should not go under. Let's make it 100%. It should not go under 3 pixels. And apparently it didn't care. So here it's fine. You can see that it becomes smaller and smaller, and then here it becomes, yeah, this is still 3 pixels, but it should be -3, right? Yeah, sure, so I should do it somewhat differently. Times 0.05, and then I need to make this minus that. So now I take the mask expansion. Yeah, now it works the way I want it to. So now it becomes bigger or smaller. Well, no, it becomes bigger, but the minimum size is 3 pixels. So as soon as it goes over that, then it takes the new size. Otherwise, it takes 3 pixels. Yeah, that sounds fine. So yeah, what it looks like now. And for some reason I can't scroll down here. Let's drag this down a little. Now we should be able to. What this looks like is I basically made a variable and said you take this value, so the value of the guy above you, and you multiply it by, you take 5% of it. And then we're going to see if that amount is smaller than 3, and if it is, we're going to make it 3. And then we're going to set the mask expansion to, well, the mask expansion of the previous one minus, well, the size of the circle, so the number we just created. It should be fairly straightforward. and we're going to now put that in here. So instead of, oh, this is the wrong one. Instead of the circle 50, we're going to use circle 52. So drag it in here, hold Alt, and just drop it on there, and it will replace it with this one. It will keep all of the alterations you made to it. So it will have the curves on there, it will have all the points that were in here. Everything you edited is still there. So yeah, it's kind of useful to know these things. But yeah, well, you get the point. Anyhow, we're going to go forward in time a bit, and it seems that I am kind of limiting myself here. Let's move to here and scale this a little bit. We're going to make a lot of them, so 1, 2, 3, trying to line them up nicely. Obviously you should do this a little more carefully when you're making something like this. That's 6. Okay, and now we're going to duplicate all 6 of them. I'm assuming that's them. Yeah, probably. Duplicate, and we're going to, for all of them, hit the position and set the position to 1280 minus the current position. So they will end up on the other side with the perfect, well, the perfect value. And I don't even have to do it myself. I just have to add in that I want them to be on the other side, and everything will work out just fine. So there you go. Now we have a lot of stuff going on. Let's deselect here. And let's see what we have going on. Zoom in a little bit. So yeah, it's not perfect or even good. It does seem weird that these show up over the other guys, by the way. So we're going to make sure that that doesn't happen. That's these guys. There are 4 of them, and they should be beneath. Oh, not what I wanted. I wanted these to be beneath the big guy. And then we're going to get the others. So these. Maybe I should drag the last 2 of this block. Drag them forward a little bit. So I don't know where my thing is. Here it is. There's my waveform, so I can see how much further forward I need to be on the next beat, because I would like them to be on the next beat. So instead of on this one, where it currently is, I want it to be on the next one, which is over here. Yeah, let's put it there. Okay. That means that we have a little more variation in when and where everything shows up. And here we see the rings coming in. Maybe we should add some variation to the rings as well, because currently they all come in at the same time, and that is not what we want. So here's the next one. And we can actually take like every second one, which makes it a little bit different on both sides, and drag them forward. I'm assuming it's not different on both sides. Don't actually know. No, I made 6, so it might actually be the same. Yeah, it's the same. Yeah, it's not terrible. I would prefer someone else to take over them. This one should be over here, and this one, and that one, they should be, yeah, that's this one. Okay, so the top one and the second one need to switch. Same here. I think that's this one. No, that's the wrong one. No, that is in fact the right one. This is the right one to be dragged out, and this is the right one to be dragged in. Okay. So now it is symmetrical. You can see the triangle here and the triangle here. Same on the other side. Zoom in a little bit. You can see the triangle. Yeah, it's good. So yeah, as I said, not a spectacular thing to have, but hey, whatever. Just trying to create something here. We're going to in fact create something more out of this by duplicating this entire thing. So these are all the circles, and then we're going to go to scale, and we're going to set it to, like, I don't know, 30%, something like that. Let's hope that it didn't scale from a weird position. No, it actually looks fine. Okay, let's do that again. Duplicate, drag them up, and do this to 17%, and then duplicate them again, and put it to 4%. Yeah, these are just random numbers that are 13 apart, so yeah, all I wanted to create was some kind of, let's see, some kind of nice, well, visual thing. And there you can see what it looks like. So yeah, it's okay, I guess. It's not great, but hey, it's okay. So we want something to happen outside of these now, so these are happening, and then this is the last thing that actually really happens. So, and at that point we need something new to happen, and well, basically take over the world. Take over the screen, I guess. Come on. So this is the one that we're on currently. So moving over to here, we need to have the new thing come in. So let's add the circle. And let's see whether we can find the correct spot here. I think I strayed from the correct number here. Is it going to be bigger, right? Did I edit something? Ah, here we are. Oh, come on! Where are we? Oh, we're almost there. Yeah. So it's right here. Right here we want the next thing to start. So let's drag this out and then drag it back to the left to see when it actually starts. So what I'm trying to find here is the moment it gets created, which is here. And yeah, this is going to be our next thing. I don't know what the scale on this is. Oh, it's 100%. So it's big, and it should be, I don't know, Maybe it should be like right here. Yeah, let's put it off center. And make multiples, obviously, but this one is going to be super big. So maybe we want to have something that's a little bit smaller. Let's see what the thing looks like. We can of course do the same thing that we did here. That's actually not bad. The thing we did with the circles we can do with these, well, full circles as well. The rings, I guess I did it. We're going to scale it down a little bit and give it, no, we're going to first give it a different color. That's the important part. Put the curves on there, drag it down or up or whatever. I think down would be good in this case. Have something darker, hit the scale and turn it down a little bit. Although I guess 100% wouldn't be totally bad. Let's see. Duplicate, yeah, drag it down up until, hang on, right here. So I'm trying to line this point where they come together to the middle of the screen, because once you reach that, well, then they're perfectly aligned. You can of course also type it in, would be way better, but yeah, lazy, so not gonna happen. And we're going to put these over here. I'm holding shift, and yeah, this is not what I think is the right one. I just want this little gap in the middle. And we're going to take all of them, we're going to drag them to the right until I think that it's, well, the right position. This is about right, maybe a little bit. Yeah, it seems about right. It's not perfect, and yeah, as you can see, it's not perfectly lined up, but yeah, you can type it in and then you get the perfect setup, which is of course way better if you're trying to make something. But hey, I'm not trying to make something perfect here, I'm just trying to create something. So pick one of them. I duplicated them. First of all, we're going to scale them to 80%, let's say. Then we're going to pick one of them. We're going to set this to something a little bit lighter, and you can see that it now shows up. Something like this would be good. Control C, Control V, Control V, Control V, and now we should have 4. Yes. Duplicate, drag to the top, scale 60%, then select one of them and drag it up a little. Okay, that's good enough. Control C, Control V, Control V, Control V, and Control D. What did I duplicate, guys? I'm not sure if I duplicated it now. So let's see. Nope, I did not duplicate it. But I'm not sure what I did duplicate then. Yeah, okay, let's try again. Control D. Scale 40%. And we're going to tune them down again in color. Okay, that's good. Control C, Control V, Control V, Control V. And there we go. Only one more to go. And then we're done. Duplicate. Once again, I have no clue what it duplicated. But yeah, I'm assuming it's all good. And I'm going to scale it to 20%. And I'm going to take this to well, let's say reset. It's the original color. And Control C, Control V, Control V, Control V. There you go. So what it looks like now is this. It's loading still. So yeah, you can see that it does what it's supposed to do. It's kind of lame because there are only a few well, moments where it actually expands. We could actually make this more. So if we wanted to, we could, for example, add more stuff to this. Currently, let's just pick this all up. Control C. And let's just do it the way you're not supposed to do it, but whatever. So I just pasted the old keyframes on top of the new one. No, the new one, the old ones on top of the last one, which means that the distance is going to be equal, but it's not going to be perfectly lined up with the beat, but it should be okay. So 50 to 100, that means that this one needs to be 100. Actually, let's make the expansion a little bit less, I guess. Yeah, so this last one should be 100 the way that it currently is, which means that this one should be, hang on, this one's 100, why is the next one 100 as well? That's weird. Let's zoom in a bit. So they're both 100 now, which is kind of weird. They seem to be 100 for quite some time. 50, 100, I don't know. Let's just make something new then. I don't really care. Thought I was going to 200, but let's see what that looks like. Yeah, that's good. So 200, 175, 175. And then 150. And let's go forward. Make it 150. 125. 125. 100. Okay. Still 100. 75. 75. 50. 50. 25. 25. And then this should be, I overdid it by 1, but yeah, that's because I didn't actually count the amounts. Oh right, we need to go to minus 100. So 25 to minus 50. That's kind of weird. So let's say 0, 0, and then minus 50. So it's going to plop on as 50 and then just continue. I don't know. Let's see what it looks like. I kind of screwed it up, but yeah, you can see what I did and where I went wrong. So let's do the entire thing. Hit the U, so we have everyone closed down. Not U. Go to the the first beat. So yeah, I'm going to, instead of starting at 0, it's now going to start at a different number. So yeah, this is the moment it normally comes on, so let's make it the moment it normally comes on. Okay, hopefully this works in one go. We're going to watch the entire thing and see if it needs some, well, redoing. This should be about it. Okay, so it's super slow now. I'm not sure if I like that. Maybe I should just fast forward it a little bit. So enable our time stretch. Let's make it 50%, which means that it's now half the speed, and it will now do something on each of the beats. So let's see what that looks like then. Yeah, I'm kind of experimenting here with what I can do with all of this. Okay, that's a lot better. It at least has some more speed in it while still maintaining the, well, the rhythm, which is excellent. So the thing is, I need to go with one of the beats here somewhere. This one, for example. And then we're going to start doing something new. Although I guess you have the point now. It's not a really complicated thing to do, and the entire point of this exercise is that you have to find the right spots to do something, and then you make something happen. So let's just say that this is it, and we're going to finalize this. So we're a new composition, and it is going to be called Final Design. We need to do a few more things before we're actually done. Comp 2 is going to be in here, and we're going to put some curves on there, because remember, we only have gray tones, and that is not cool. So we're going to use the curves to make some color effects. So for example, we could do something like this. Hang on. And the blue could be something like this. So now we have different colors in there, as you can see. They're not great colors, they're not great color combinations, but you can see how it works. You just basically tune the graph so that they match the colors in such a way that, well, they're like the way you want them to be. You can also do it like this, and then you get some green in there as well. Okay. That's actually really ugly. So let's reset the green here. At least a little bit. I actually like this a little bit more. A little bit of green in there. Green base color is not bad. So how this works, by the way, and I think I'm going to make a tutorial on how to work with curves, is you have dark colors on the left side, bright colors on the right side, and you change the how much of, well, the effect the certain color is in there. So you have RGB, which governs the entire color, so you can make the entire graph. So the normal graph would be this. So like, yeah, well, a diagonal line. If you pull it up, then all of the colors, so for example, this color is now this bright, this color is now this bright, this color is now this bright. Well, if you can see my mouse, I don't actually know if you can see my mouse, but all of the colors get dragged up now. So all of the colors become brighter. So if you would make something like this, let's see if we make something like this. And you can see the dark colors actually below the line where they used to be. So the line used to be over here. And if we make this go through the midpoint, there you go. Then you can see the dark colors get less because they get dragged down. And the bright colors, which are on the right side, they get dragged up. And so you get this nice effect of more contrast. If you, however, do this, well, the exact opposite, you make the bright colors, or the dark colors brighter and the bright colors darker, you get a completely different effect. So these are the same colors, just amplified differently. And of course you can make that effect really huge, like here, or you can make it a little bit more subtle, like here. And then you get, well, less intense colors. Well, and then we have, of course, let me reset this to what I had, which is this. Then we have all the colors here. And this is the same contrast curve. So you have a lot of red in the light colors, but no red in the dark colors. And the same for the green. Oh no, the green is amplified everywhere. That's why the overall color is green. And the blue is exactly the opposite. There's a lot of blue in the dark colors, but no blue in the light colors. So the light colors, like this, will become a mix of green and red because the blue is taken out, and the other ones will have blue in it, so that's kind of a bluish thing. And the red, of course, is not in the dark colors, so the dark colors become more blue and green. So yeah, it's a fairly easy process to understand, but working with it is a whole different story. I'm not super good with them. I do understand how they work, I'm just not very good with them. Well, not super good. I can work with them. So I'm going to make a contrast curve here. I kind of liked the variation in color. So currently we have something like this. There's a little bit too much yellow in it, but if I can make this color be a little less yellow, that would be awesome. We do that by putting some red in there, but I don't know where the color is. I just know that it's somewhere. So yeah, now it becomes more green, so it's somewhere here. It's in the light colors, which it kind of looks like. But let's see if we can, for example, do something like this. Make it orange. Not that orange is such a good color, but I guess orange is not a much better color than yellow. Yeah, this one fits better. It's kind of a yellowish orange, or an orangey yellow. So yeah, with the gray background that we had, we now have completely different colors. If you want to do something more, well, subtle, you can also put the curves in there. I switched this one off in case you're wondering. And you can just make color combinations of your own. You can just say, well, I want the entire thing to be red, and I want to take out a little bit of the green, and then put in a little bit of the blue, for example. So we get kind of a pink, purplish kind of thing, and then all your colors will match. So it's awesome. And you can do that with one curves adjustment. So not a really big deal. And then maybe you're saying like, yeah, I want the colors to pop a little bit more. So I'm going to make a bit of a contrast curve and still the same adjustment. And then you're going to say, well, no, I'm going to make the red disappear from the lighter colors. Maybe now it's not color combinations anymore. Now you're actually making different colors. But yeah, you can make all kinds of different colors with these, with very easy, well, handles. It should be fairly easy to learn. And I think this is my final one because I like the colors. And it's going to be the end of this tutorial. So yeah, not a very impressive end result, but definitely something you could learn from how to make these things. And well, hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.